Good morning, Passport holders. Today is February 24th, 2016, day 481 of the vlogs, and today's off to a flying start. A little short sleep, but that's going to be the case, like I said, for a while until all this back catalog stuff is done and this development stuff is done, which I'm hoping like 2.5 months, all things completed. But continuing to crush things one after another. Got a response back from the guys over at VaynerMedia. They're super impressed with what I've produced so far, and my hope is that I can continue to keep up that level. So I sent over 10 more episodes of the Ask Gary V show that I personally have reviewed. I'm going to continue to work through this. I'm going to try and reshuffle things on the schedule over the course of the next couple of days so that I can start doing somewhere between 20 to 30 a day instead of 10. But yeah, I think that is entirely possible and reasonable. So yeah, just in a really good mood. You know, I'm just trying to continue to work really hard and make this all happen. Vlog is currently all being imported. I shot that super long time lapse while I was working yesterday, and as a result, there's just a ton of footage that has to be imported. So I hope you guys are having a good day. Let's get this one started. So my first full day editing with the DJI Osmo, I'm gonna have to say that it gets a really mixed score. There are a couple things that were very, very, very weird about it. So the fact that they put timestamps on the clips as they're being recorded, but they're not right, nor can you change them. So, like, it basically, if I'm using multiple cameras like I do, it basically forces me to manually place them in the right time, in the timeline, in order to edit them appropriately, which is an obnoxious step. Like, spend the little bit of battery power it needs to keep a clock chip running. Like, really annoying. Like, really, really annoying. I don't know if there's some setting inside of the app that I could use potentially in order to set the time so that, like, I don't have to do that every time. But if I do, then that's, like, kind of defeats the purpose of me having a standalone camera again. Very annoying. All that said, the picture quality is great, the sound quality is okay. Because of the whirring of the fans, I have to do a little bit of noise cancellation on it, which sucks, but it does sound a lot better in the end. So, kind of give and take on this one. The fact that the Osmo has this cutoff where it's like everything said in the last 5 to 10 seconds just gets cut off on a clip is almost intolerable, but you know what, I might as well learn to work with it because this is the camera rig that I've really been looking forward to using, and it's a small ask just to continue to record for, you know, 5 or 10 additional seconds in order to make sure that I get the end clip that I need. That said, the vlog is now exporting. It's noon now, and I am driving a couple blocks down in order to go pick up a teriyaki and vegetable bowl, teriyaki chicken bowl and vegetables as well, rice, all that good stuff. Because I found $10 in the back of one of my pockets in cash, so I'm treating that like free lunch, and I will go and do that and eat and then upload the vlog and be out of here in about an hour. So yeah, it's been productive, it's been good. I've got a ton of work to do, which is just going to be the theme for a while. Got it. A couple minutes after 1 p.m, time to go and head into the office. Continue to just race through caption reviews. I've got another one that, it's one of the longest episodes at almost 40 minutes. I'm halfway through that one. I really had hoped to get it finished before I left for the office, but with me eating and having to make corrections and rewatch things for timing, just couldn't ship it. So we'll do so as the first thing I do when I get home. But yeah, just like I am in full hustle mode all the time, which isn't a bad thing. It's just like it's a lot of pressure, and I'm putting myself under a lot of pressure, right? If I were to treat this like a normal client, I would have just been forwarding the captions as they are done, which, you know, vast majority of the times is exactly acceptable. But with Gary and what we're doing after the captions are done in regards to the when was that said search engine, it's a huge play, and it has to be right. At this point though, it's my normal route up to North Scottsdale, 202 to the 101, some good EDM in the mix, and yeah, just trying to feel generally positive before I step into the office. Another day done. This one was particularly easy because of the fact that I didn't have the normal flow that normally happens. Had a couple of situations that broke things up a bit and were super easy for me to handle, but they took a ton of time, which okie dokie by me. So yeah, this was quite possibly the most confident I was coming out of a shift, or the least worked, I think is probably the most appropriate description of it. That said, it is absolutely gorgeous out there. The sun's getting ready to set here in about 20 minutes, and I should have a pretty good view of it if I'm not already home. It depends on how the traffic is on the 101 and the 202. That said, I don't have a camera that's ready to mount. I mean, I've got, obviously, this one mounted to the windshield. The other one ran out of juice shooting the time lapse yesterday, and therefore it needed to be fully charged. I forgot to do that last night. Maybe I'll turn this one around if it gets super duper pretty, but I suspect I may even be home before the sunset happens. So, yay, freeway driving at rush hour. Alright guys, it's been a lot of time since I got home from work. Yeah, I have been doing a lot of different things, but mostly just handling the Ask Gary V episode caption reviews, all the way up to 28 now, and in addition did 185 since that's the current episode that was just released yesterday. So continuing to work through all of these things in order to make it all kind of work and flow. And yeah, I mean, my target for tonight, in my mind, when I left work tonight, was to do whatever it takes to get to 50. It's currently 12:35 in the morning. My expectation is that I've got energy to probably make it until 2:30. So I may give that a shot and see where I'm at that point. My guess is I'll be somewhere in the 34, 35 range. So I'm not going to make that delta up. But to sit there and say that with all the daily V's done with, at the end of this week, right, including tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, we're looking at maybe being halfway done if I really buckle down. More than likely 75 episodes plus the 16 daily V's. That gets me to 91 of the effective 200 in a week's time since signing. So that could be substantial, right? Once again, my target in my head was to have all of these done and delivered back to them by March 8th. If I have half of them done by February 29th, there's a real high likelihood I'm going to get there. So I'm happy with it. I've just got more work to do. So the grind is on, and I'm loving it. Hanging out with one of my best friends asynchronously, one of my mentors, someone who really gets me as a person, both personally and professionally. It's been a heck of a lot of fun, and to revisit it, and then if the opportunity ever comes up that I end up sitting in that chair next to him for to ask him a question on the show, I know exactly what I'm going to ask him, and I know if I get to ask a question of his audience, the Vayniacs and the Vayner Nation, what I would ask of them too. So it's exciting. Thank you guys for your time and your attention and your understanding while I'm in this full grind mode. Really, I mean, even my friends are noticing, right? I haven't turned on and played Destiny in like 10 or 11 days now. Like, Ben even made fun of me about it on Sunday night. So I feel bad, but I got work to do. I got a business to really spin up. And remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still. So go do cool stuff. Bye for now.